We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1,300,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about why and how crypto can pump. And I think there is something to show you, and this is going to be a very quick stream because I am heading to the airport in a second, but I really wanted to talk quickly on this Monday morning about crypto. So let's jump right into the action here. Make sure to stay all the way through. So good morning to each and every one of you. I see a couple of people are here motivated on a Monday, even though the Bitcoin is ranging since many days already. I see MVE, good morning. Trucking Hank and G Money are here. Good morning, Morea Hodlers. Where are you going? I'm going to Paris just for a day, business trip. But very importantly, let's talk about crypto. So make sure to smash up the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Notifications on. And let me know what you think is going to happen next for crypto in these wild times here in the comments below. Also, if you watch this afterwards. Let's look at it right away. And hey Jasper, what's going on? So crypto is ranging here a little bit. This is the 4-hourly chart, something that we're rarely looking at, but obviously upper and lower boundaries, we're in the lower 30%, and I think it's fair to say that we established some kind of overhead resistance here that is valid, downward sloping and being respected here. So we could in any case within these boundaries drop down to 92k, which would FUD a lot of people, but once we are breaking this, it's more likely that we challenge this 106k level here, which we had here all the time as overhead resistance once again. Now, is there a basis for it? Well, there is a little bit FUD because we have now 4 states in the US that have rejected their plans for the bill for the strategic state Bitcoin reserve. So Wyoming, North Dakota, Pennsylvania bills have failed, and now Mississippi bill died in the committee, which is unfortunate, but it's not the end. It just means that if one of these states does it, they will get ahead of the rest, basically. The other part is this week, which is going to influence, is that there are a couple of big events coming up. One is Trump speaking. The next one is the FOMC minutes, where we will see a little bit more about the reasoning for the halting and so on, and maybe is there something in it that could be bullish or bearish and send the price either direction. Unemployment is coming out as well, very important at this point in time for the economy to determine where we stand with the softer unemployment market in the US, and volatility is obviously super low at the moment, so this usually is indicating that there is a wild move coming next. I think this one was a good statement, so I pulled it up here, which is, if it's not obvious to you that someone very powerful, or some people very powerful, are using paper Bitcoin to hold the Bitcoin price low to stack more, I'm not sure that what to tell you. Okay, so I think that's somewhat correct, although it's correct like this commentary states, there's nothing like paper Bitcoin, but you can use the ETFs in a certain way, or waiting with settling to hold Bitcoin price back. You can buy so I mean, for example, buying MicroStrategy instead of direct Bitcoin is somewhat different, right? Which is also being done. If you are asking who these powerful people are, it's a suspicion, right? No one really knows, it's hard to say on chain and so on what and who is doing what exactly. There are obviously all the exchanges that are suspected to manipulate the price, as well as the big investment firms. And look here, for example, take this statement here from JP Morgan before they actually bought. So listen to this.
Care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades, why it trades, who trades it. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you'll pay the price for it one day. I've also told people that it can trade at $100,000 before it trades to zero. Who cares about Bitcoin? The world's economy is so big. We move, JP Morgan alone, these companies, $6 trillion. We move all this money, and Bitcoin in total is 50, all these currencies are $50 billion, maybe $1 billion trades a day. And the other thing I've always made of Bitcoin, governments, and this is not a technological statement, governments are going to crush it one day. Governments like to know where the money is, who has it, and what you're doing with it. Care less what Bitcoin trades for, how it trades.
So basically, the same person where the company then buys Bitcoin says doesn't care about where Bitcoin trades. If you're stupid enough to buy it, you will pay the price. So a lot of hints at you as the normal retailer, you shouldn't be buying it. But then JP Morgan buys $100 million worth of strategy, Bitcoin strategy, former MicroStrategy. So the direction is clear, right? It's tell the average guy one thing and then do the other thing, right? And I think price suppression is a big instrument in that, because it causes unexperienced people to abandon their stack in fear, or squeezed people to abandon their stack to get rid of, let's say, credit, financial problems, or just negative feeling of fear in the market, right? At least that is my suspicion, but let me know what you think. Let's see here the chat quickly. Mark D says, interesting to see some Bitcoin maxes converting to ETF and MicroStrategy for ease of use and security. Yes, I have seen it as well. One of them is Plan B. So Plan B, he posted this disclosure. I have transferred my Bitcoin to ETFs. Yes, I know, not your keys, not your coins, but it is just easier for me to manage Bitcoin the same way as equities and bonds. Also, not having to hassle with keys gives me peace of mind. I guess I'm not a maxi anymore. Well, I don't know if it's a joke, because he also makes one time per year the joke that he lost all his Bitcoin in a sailing accident. But I mean, as an investor, you kind of can understand, but it also defeats the purpose of the original why, and why dealing with Bitcoin, right? Making it easier with Bitcoin, I think, should be the goal. But on the other side, I mean, what the heck, right? If everyone in the end owns Bitcoin via ETFs, and the original Bitcoin is somewhere stored in an investment company, then yeah, it completely defeats the purpose. But on the other hand, idealism of self-custody and interoperability is going by the wayside. I know where you're getting with this, because if we're talking again about Ecomi, Veve, and so on, maybe the story changes, right? But then again, I don't know. Like one big part of crypto was self-custody. We will see if this use case can persist. On another note, MetaPlanet buys another 4 billion worth of Bitcoin, Japanese currency, which is, I think, a little bit less than a billion, but still, they are buying while others are fearful, right? These companies are buying. State of California has bought $41 million. So California is going differently than the others, right? Instead of going with approval or denial or whatever of the reserve, they are buying a strategy with their pension funds. So they know that they can't buy the original Bitcoin just yet. Maybe they never will, but they can buy an issuer, which is strategy. So this is interesting, right? Because they're basically depending on the well management of a company instead of buying the underlying asset, because they are not yet passed with the bill through these committees and so on, right? So strategy here, doing the ways for the countries and companies that and states that want exposure but can't, like Norway, for example, right? Also buying strategy. This one here is cool. This is an interview with the guy that is now managing the sovereign wealth fund. So it's not very long, but listen to this. It's funny. It's a little bit funny and also interesting, right? And maybe bullish, right?
I have one last question for you before I let you go. How rich are you, and how much of your net worth is in Bitcoin? Because if I don't ask you, everyone will be really mad at me.
If you took my stake in my public companies, which is public, and you did the public math, you'd see a couple of $1 billion.
Okay.
Okay. And then at least a couple of $1 billion. And then you'd have, what's Cantor worth? Yeah, I'm not saying. Okay. But things are good for me. How about that? Is that a nice way to say it? Since Cantor owns the stakes in the other companies, it's good for me. So, and I have,
like the percentage, you don't have to say exact number, but like, how do you think about either you or Cantor?
I don't have a big enough percentage. I probably have, I can't say, because then people can figure out that money and how much I have. I would say I have hundreds of millions of dollars.
Okay.
Okay. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, exposure to Bitcoin. And it will be billions.
I was going to say, so next year when you come back and we'll do this again and you'll be a Bitcoin billionaire and,
but you remember that model I told you. So if every time Bitcoin dips, I'm going to be the buyer. Right?
Trust me, I know why you're doing the.
There you go. There you have it. It's not the complete video, but who cares, right? Every time Bitcoin dips, he's going to be a buyer. Hundreds of millions of exposure. Probably he's going to buy more. So you see, really, the wealthy are buying, the companies are buying, the states are buying through strategy, and some countries are buying. So the question is, who's selling, right? Or who's manipulating, who's suppressing the price, and also the question is, who is fearful? Because if you're looking at this chart and the behavior of people, of the crowd on Twitter or on X, basically that's who's fearful somehow, sitting at 96,000. So Bitcoin is dipping here. These are buying. It's only a matter of time, in my opinion, until we go for another try on this all-time high, right? So really, I think nothing more to show here except this, right? And this is the reason of this. This is on the thumbnail. And that is US M2 money supply has turned around right now, right? It's going up. The Chinese M2 money supply is just pumping. Both money printers are going basically since this year, or since the beginning of this year. It's not that much yet for the US, but they have to print because right now the overnight reverse repo is drained. So they have to refinance a couple of trillion of their debt. So it's basically happening, right? And usually, I think that's the reason why we're seeing gold going up. I don't know where my gold chart is anymore. I had so many charts. It's probably gone somewhere. But yeah, so let me quickly go to gold. Yeah, so just to show this, yeah, here you go. This is a gold chart. And I mean, it's dipping a little bit right now, but all this rally, we still have it in front of us, right? All this rally here, which is now 7 weeks of green, still including this one, hitting an all-time high of $2,945, could be the reason for that, right? So let's see here the chat. Good night, PH from US. Are you bullish on Zebek? I have no idea what Zebek is, to be honest. I've no idea what they do, so I don't know if I'm bullish on them. Grumo says very bullish on Mcade, a great project with so much building. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we are just waiting for all of this to kick in, right? And that, I think that is the reason why people are really fearful, because the exposure to meme coins and altcoins is very high. So they are fearful of that. But as I already said, you overlay Bitcoin on this. By the way, I found out that you just have to click new price scale and not make all the shenanigans that I made before. So yeah, basically, what gold did here, right? We discussed this last week as well. We should be seeing this rally reflected in gold, in Bitcoin very soon, right? We should be. Supreme leader is here, Ola Padre. When Omi pump, well, I don't know, when altcoins pumping, then hopefully Omi also pumping, but right now no Omi pump inside since weeks. Let's look at the Mcade quickly because it has been mentioned. There you go. Just we just don't need to be. By the way, it's funny because Bitcoin is in here, and so far, altcoins had been performing more or less with Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin goes sideways, altcoins went a little bit down, but now Bitcoin had pumped massively. Here, altcoins as well. Now Bitcoin goes sideways, and altcoins like Mcade, massive drawdown, right? I mean, what is this from here? 72% on the lowest end. Now it's a little bit less, right? 66%. I still hold my OMI, yes. I still hold the OMI that I had. I didn't add to it since years. I basically didn't buy anything. Bitcoin is going sideways longer than the drifter, yeah. That is true. Let's see here. Ecomi USDT. Oops. Let's put it OMI USDT. There you go. The good thing is you don't have to update much when, like, oh, look at this also. The Bitcoin comparison is really good because where other coins reacted to Bitcoin's pump, OMI just didn't. It just goes down. And that is not good, right? Not good at all. But the good thing is if you look at it on a monthly chart, you basically don't have to do any updates for a month because we're just at the same spot. 002755, a little bit, slightly a little bit higher than before, but still in the middle to the downside of this falling wedge. We are still waiting for the whales to step in and make their move. Based on what? Who knows? We don't know. For Ecomi, it could be the turnaround in general in altcoins, which is not happening right now. Let's see here. There is the others. Let's see how the others' dominance looks, because it didn't look so good the last time we looked at it. That is not the others' dominance. What the heck? Others.d. There we go. Yeah, still bearish retest vibes on others' dominance. We see it here on a monthly, losing support, and we're running out of time, 11 days. So looking at that, at the moment, right, unconfirmed, but at the moment it doesn't look that good for the altcoins. Can we fake out here? Sure. Should we wait until March? Absolutely, I think so. But still, it's something to watch out, right? It's something to watch out, as this setup here is still playing out, right? Let's get rid of this. So there we go, right? This overhead resistance playing out. What did not play out was the breakout here. No breakout, right? Rejection, and then coming down to this trend line. And then we will see if we can rally here for the others. So for all altcoins except the top 10. Rip, I give you financial advice, go and buy Ton. Same story as always, right? But it doesn't matter. Ton will behave like the other altcoins, in my opinion, together with the altcoins. Obviously not as bad as Ecomi, that is for sure. That's already the case. I think Ton USDT. Let me check this. Well, is that Ton? What the heck? It can't be, right? Or it's not listed since a long time. Yeah, let's try to find a chart that has a little bit more history. Wait a second. KuCoin, there we go. KuCoin has some history. Ton lost support here. Might have found support on these highs here, but also Ton is down quite substantially. 63%, which, well, a lot of altcoins lost their levels, right? Where we said, okay, it would be cool to stay inside, right? Do you see it bounced here one last time and then it lost support? Yeah, it could be finding support on this level here. It seems to have strong buying coming in, although the volume isn't that great yet. But look at this buy up here on Ton, 30% now, first green candle since a couple of weeks. So yeah, that could be good. I mean, going back to the previous high from where we are would be a nice 2x return. So yeah, why not? Why not? And see, the thing is, you could either buy that or one of the other coins. If the market comes back altogether, these will come back. If not, this will also not come back. It is what it is, right? What we see though is, and this is bullish, if we are, well, it's almost bullish, but if we are looking at the DXY, we see we kind of might have topped here and are heading down, right? We are losing momentum here on the DXY, which is the dollar strength, and that is something that we anticipated. Now, obviously very important to lose this confluence support level also, and come down here, which would then spark another run in crypto, very likely, as it did in the previous alt seasons, right? Or previous crypto seasons, here and here, the two green boxes, right? Man, look at the background of Toncoin happened. The president of Ton Foundation was on Crypto Ball and talked to Trump. Wow. And I bet there was no one else on Crypto Ball and talked to Trump. Well, I say that it's going to do well, and that's it, right? JW says, good morning. So ideally, you see this happening, right, to the dollar. By the way, Fed funds rate on the hold. We will see if this also comes down. Might be staying on the hold for the next couple of months. The question is, can and will crypto rally while that is happening? And then when we see the next rate cut, maybe the end of the bull market already. Big question, right? Big fat question mark. I think that we need to be slightly careful, but I think there is still more gas in the tank for the crypto market, although we are more towards the end already of this Bitcoin bull run. As you see here, we're a little bit inclined. Yeah, we are looking at the moment with this price behavior at a TSI heading towards May, right? Which is where we anticipate a big sell event. The question is, can we get a pumpy March and April? That is the big question, and I think so. Looking at this, I would say this screams bull flag. What is that even? Wait a second, I need to check which one is the lock. Okay, so that's a non-lock chart. Well, that would be crazy target if we would say this is somewhat a bull flag, and you take a flagpole like we did here, right? Yeah. I mean, is it really a crazy target? Not really. 127,000, which would be, you remember, from here to here, it is the exact hit where we closed the candle, right? This was our last bull flag. So could this happen again? Well, sure. I think it can. I mean, why not, right? On the log scale, it looks very small. It would propel us closer to where we also anticipated and called the Bitcoin top way back here. So we will see if we can somehow nail it. But the important thing, obviously, is that the altcoin season somewhat happens, and I'm looking forward to that. And hopefully that happens. Last things here, cycle comparison. Getting rid of this. We are now massively underperforming the other two cycles. It's time for the rally. You see that here, the cycles time-wise, they're not the same. Bottom to bottom, basically, or starting from the bottom, we are not underperforming. All right, so it depends on where you set the scale. Bottom to this, we're underperforming the 2021, but not the other cycle. Hey Ronai, what's going on? And then top comparison, we're just in the middle, right? So we can't say for sure, but definitely we can't say we're generally underperforming, as depending on which measurement you put in, we're just on the right track, right? So there is a little bit coming for sure. Crossing top of previous cycle, we are underperforming as should. And also, crossing of top of previous cycle is, wait a second, you can see that. Crossing of previous cycle, we might be, this would be crazy, right? If this is the top, that would be really crazy, right? But I choose to believe something else, right? What do you think Vchain will do this cycle? I personally believe if we get our alt season based on Bitcoin dominance falling at some point and some money rotating into alts, although probably we need a meme coin dominance to say that meme coins are pumping first, having outflows, then maybe meme coin money is flowing into traditional altcoins. If that is the case, Bitcoin dominance is not much of good here. But that could be one thing. Exactly. Smash the likes. I forgot completely. Thank you, Ronai. Please, guys, 36 people here. Smash up the like button. I think that that Vchain is going to do pretty well if the altcoins are doing well. So let's see here also Vchain. Our very cluttered chart. So according to this prediction, the sell-off should be over now, and then we are going to 6 cents next, and then approaching this high once again. That should be, in case that there's no alt season, these are the targets: 8 cents, 20 cents, 45 cents. I'm going to lock in massive profits at 8 cents, but then I will ride the bags longer. that is my prediction for Vchain. And now, unfortunately, as mentioned at the beginning of the stream, I have to go because I have to catch a flight. So there will be no crypto morning coffee tomorrow, nor on Wednesday. I will, as always, I will try, but no guarantees for some additional content. And then on Thursday, Friday, we're going to stream again. So make sure to smash up the like button here, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, and wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I catch you in the next video or live stream. Have a good one, and bye.